You're standing at the edge of something new. For weeks, maybe months, life has been quietly aligning in ways you never thought possible. Opportunities you prayed for are materializing. Relationships feel lighter, more authentic, more real than they've ever been. Your work flows with unexpected ease and clarity. You catch yourself smiling at nothing, feeling a warmth spreading through your chest that you haven't felt in years. This is it. This is finally the breakthrough you've been fighting for. This is the moment where everything changes. And then, without warning, it happens. You delay replying to that important email. You pick a fight with your partner over something completely trivial and meaningless. You scroll mindlessly through your phone instead of finishing the project that could change everything. You cancel plans you were genuinely excited about just hours before. You suddenly feel tired, unmotivated, disconnected from your own progress. And as the guilt sets in, a haunting whisper echoes deep in your mind, a voice that sounds almost like your own but older, wiser, more afraid. Why am I ruining this when I've waited so long for it to arrive? Why do I always do this? What is wrong with me? This isn't carelessness. This isn't laziness or lack of discipline or weakness of character. This is your nervous system executing a survival protocol that was written decades ago, a script that was etched into your biology when stability felt like a myth and disappointment felt as inevitable as breathing. Self-sabotage is the body's tragic miscalculation, a beautiful and heartbreaking mistake where your system mistakes expansion for danger and safety for threat. It's when the part of you that wants to grow collides head-on with the part of you that learned, long ago, that growing means getting hurt. When you were 7 years old and your carefully built Lego tower, the one you spent hours constructing with precision and pride, was knocked over by a careless sibling in a single moment. You learned something profound about creation. You learned that creation invites destruction. You learned that the things you build can be demolished in seconds. When you were 12 years old and you shared your dream of becoming an artist with your family, pouring your heart into those words, only to be met with silence or worse, with dismissal, you learned that visibility risks rejection. You learned that speaking your truth can be dangerous. When you were 16 and your heart soared because someone finally saw you, really saw you, for the first time in your life, only to be ghosted days later without explanation or closure, you learned that hope precedes abandonment. You learned that the higher you climb, the harder the fall. These moments weren't just memories that fade with time. They were neurological blueprints, patterns carved into your nervous system with the precision of a sculptor's chisel. Your amygdala, that ancient part of your brain responsible for survival, began wiring a simple but devastating equation into your being. The equation went like this: joy equals vulnerability, stability equals suspicion, success equals imminent collapse, love equals loss. And so when adult you, the version of you that has worked so hard to heal and grow, finally approaches the threshold of genuine fulfillment, your primal brain doesn't celebrate. It doesn't dance or sing or open its arms wide. Instead, it scans for exits. It whispers warnings in the darkness. It says, retreat before this gets taken away. Destroy it before it destroys you. Because to your nervous system, still frozen in those early moments of betrayal or neglect or abandonment, losing what you have hurts less than losing what you love. It's safer to stay in what is familiar, even if the familiar is painful, even if it's suffocating. This is why people sabotage relationships that are genuinely healthy and nourishing. This is why they self-destruct opportunities that are promising and real. This is why they abandon dreams that are finally becoming possible. Somewhere deep inside, in the cellular memory of their body, their system learned that losing something good hurts more than never having it at all. So it tries to protect them by destroying the good before it has the chance to disappear on its own. It engineers the abandonment instead of waiting for it to happen. It feels safer, in a twisted way, to be the one who leaves first. You might notice this pattern showing up in your life when things start going too well too fast. You might suddenly feel tired, unmotivated, overwhelmed, or strangely disconnected from your own progress and achievements. You might find yourself picking fights with someone you love because closeness triggers vulnerability and vulnerability triggers fear. You might convince yourself that you're not ready for the opportunity in front of you, that you don't deserve it, that someone else would be better suited. You might return to habits you promised yourself you had left behind, old coping mechanisms that feel familiar and safe. This isn't a lack of desire. This isn't weakness or failure. It's a lack of safety. Your body does not resist success. It resists unfamiliar emotional territory. It resists the unknown. But here is where real change begins, and this is crucial. Self-sabotage doesn't disappear through force or discipline or willpower. It doesn't vanish when you shame yourself or push harder or try to be better. It dissolves through safety, through awareness, and through gentleness. It melts away when you bring compassion to the part of you that's trying to protect you, even if that protection is hurting you. The moment you recognize the early signs of sabotage, the moment you feel that familiar pull towards self-destruction, pause. Don't judge yourself. Don't attack yourself. Just pause and notice what part of you is getting activated. Ask yourself what your system is trying to protect you from. Is it fear of failure? Fear of being seen and exposed? Fear of losing what you're gaining? Fear of not being able to handle happiness? Sometimes it is as simple as acknowledging that a younger version of you, a version that learned survival in a different world, is still taking the lead in this moment. And this is where the shift starts to happen. You can begin teaching your nervous system something new. You can show it, through repetition and gentle exposure, that growth and safety can exist at the same time. You can remind it that receiving does not have to mean losing. You can practice staying just a little longer with the good, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when every fiber of your being wants to run. Every time you do this, every single time you choose to stay instead of flee, you expand your capacity for joy, stability, and love. You build emotional muscles that were never built before. You slowly convince your system that it is allowed to rise without being punished for it, that it is safe to expand, that good things can stay. One of the most powerful ways to break this cycle is to use a framework that works with your nervous system instead of against it. I call it the SAFE framework, and it has 4 simple steps. The first step is spot the shift. When momentum builds in your life, when projects are progressing, when relationships are deepening, when your health is improving, pause and scan your body. Where do you feel contraction? Is it a clenched jaw, shallow breath, heavy limbs, a tightness in your chest? These are your sabotage early warning signals. Your body is trying to tell you something before your mind catches up. The second step is acknowledge the origin. Speak directly to the protective part of you. Say something like, I feel you trying to shield me. Show me where this fear lives. Visualize the earliest memory where this pattern took root, a parent's dismissal, a peer's betrayal, a failure that shattered your confidence. Place your hand over your heart and whisper to yourself, that was then. This is now. I'm safe now. The third step is feed safety. This is where you engage your nervous system directly. Press your feet firmly into the floor to ground yourself. Name 5 blue objects in the room around you to anchor yourself visually. Hum low notes to activate your vagus nerve and calm your system. These simple actions signal to your amygdala, no tiger here, no danger here, just growth, just expansion. And the fourth step is expand the threshold. Let one good thing stay. Reply to that supportive text instead of delaying. Accept one compliment without deflection or self-deprecation. Work for 15 uninterrupted minutes on your project. Each micro yes teaches your nervous system something revolutionary. I can handle this joy. I can receive this love. I can sustain this success. There's a moment between the old pattern and the new neural pathway, a breath space where transformation lives. It happens when you receive a promotion and you don't immediately imagine failing. It happens when your partner says I love you and you don't brace for withdrawal or abandonment. It happens when you achieve a goal and you allow celebration instead of anticipating loss. This is your biology rewriting its deepest story, from I must destroy what I cherish to survive to I expand safely through what I welcome. Every time you let goodness linger without sabotaging it, you dilute trauma's grip on your nervous system. You prove to every cell in your body that love can be consistent, that success can be sustained, that you, exactly as you are, belong in the abundance you've summoned into your life. Your healing isn't in never sabotaging again. It's in shortening the distance between the impulse and the awareness. It's in that tiny gap between the old scream of danger and the new whisper of growth. The more you practice safe, the more you spot, acknowledge, feed, and expand, the more natural it becomes to let your life bloom without pruning its petals. the more you can stay present with joy instead of running from it. So the next time you feel that familiar urge to retreat from joy, to sabotage what's working, to destroy what's beautiful, meet it with this truth. You're not breaking. You're rewiring. You're not failing. You're healing. And every moment you choose to stay is a revolution against the patterns that try to keep you small. If this framework resonated with you, if something inside you recognized itself in these words, subscribe to Deep Mind Patterns because we release new healing protocols every single week. Like this video if you've ever self-sabotaged, and be honest with yourself, we all have. Share it with someone who needs this blueprint, someone you know who's standing at the edge of something beautiful and terrified of stepping through. And in the comments, tell me, where does your sabotage reflex show up strongest? Is it in relationships? In your career? In your health? Your story might help another soul spot their own pattern and begin to break free.